Hello guys, I'm Thales, and today's How To Slice we're going to be checking out some collapsible swords. So let's start. So this is the Lion sword. As you can see, this is a really nice model. This is a collapsible sword. So as you can see, we got all the blades right here. So when you swing, the blades are going to come out right here and it's going to turn into a beautiful sword. This is the Lion version and it looks really nice. So this is the handle right here that attaches to the body right here, and we got this is the knob right here, the end, the cable end. So this is a really nice project. Let's take a look at the best print settings to print this beautiful model. So first off, let's analyze this project. So as you can see, neither of these parts are gonna need support. So as you can see, all of them are optimized to print without support. So the cable, the handle right here doesn't need support. This doesn't need support either on the knobs right here. The Lion doesn't need support either. We're just gonna take a look at this angle. As you can see, you can print perfectly fine. Doesn't have tiny overhangs, and the blades too. So let's take a look. So first off, what we can do is, this is let's go to the print settings actually first. So as you can see, it's set to 0.2 millimeter layer height. If you want to optimize, so as you can see, if you want to optimize print speed, you can leave it at 0.2. But if you want to get a better quality print, you can be decreasing to 0.18 millimeters. So you get a better quality print. It's going to take a little bit of time to, more time to print, but it will look really nice. As for vertical shells right here, I would recommend to increase this value to 4, as this is a model that you're going to be swinging around. It needs to be really rigid so it doesn't break on you. So when you're swinging around, and be careful to not hit anyone in the eye with this beautiful sword. So a 4 perimeter vertical shell right here is really nice. So you can get a little bit more rigid model. As for infill, we're going to be increasing to 15% to get a really dense part, and for fill pattern, we're going to leave it at gyroid. As for brim, we're going to be adding brim. So this models right here doesn't need any brim because it got a good bed adhesion to the build plate. But as for these two, we're going to add a little bit of brim. This model right here is really tall and has really small walls, as you can see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be adding brim, but we're gonna be reducing the print speed. Okay, but as for this model right here, we're gonna need some brim because it's really tall, really big, and it's got a really poor bed adhesion. So for what we can do is, so as these models don't need any brim, we're gonna be selecting custom brim to this two models. So what we can do is just right click over here, add settings, skirt and brim, and we're going to select brim type and brim width. So what we can do is add a outer and inner brim. So a brim is to increase the surface area, and it's going to have a more area of contact to the build plate. So we're going to be adding outer and inner brim, and we're going to select 8 millimeters. As for this one, the blade, we're going to be select outer and inner brim. So just go to add settings, skirt and brim, brim type, brim width. We're going to select 4 millimeters, inner and outer brim. So these two parts that really need brim, we're going to be adding brim. This doesn't need any brim. It's really tall, but let's just add a tiny bit of brim, just a 3 millimeter brim, so we can get a good bed adhesion. So go right here. Oh, select wrong, don't generate support. We're just gonna be adding a little bit of brim to this part too. So for this one, you can add outer brim only and a 4 millimeter too. So this is perfect. So let's go back to the print settings. Support material, you do not need any support material. As I said, this is optimized for printing. And for speed, we're going to be reducing the speed just to this part right here. all of these ones can be printed perfectly fine at your standard printing speed. I would just recommend reducing a bit. So what we can do is just reduce 10 millimeters to each value right here, 50, just so you can slow a little bit down the printing speed and get a good quality print. But for the blades, we're going to be reducing individually. We're going to be reducing to 50. It's just so gaps right here. So I reduce all of the values 10 millimeters a second, just so we can print these two parts nicely, because they're really tall and sometimes they can flip over and have some wobble. So reducing a tiny bit, you're gonna have a really good printing quality. As for the outer layers right here and the hair over here in the lion. But for the blade, we're gonna be selecting main blade right here and add settings, speed. And for speed, we're gonna just be selecting right here external perimeters and perimeters as well. So you can just select right here. And as for external perimeters and perimeters, we're going to be reducing to 50 millimeters a second, just so we can get a better quality print. Because as this is a really tall part with a really small wall, sometimes just make sure that your printer is well calibrated, all the knobs are tightened up, because sometimes you can have some Z-wobble. Z-wobble is extruder wobble. It's when your extruder has a little bit of a wobble, and when printing on the Z-axis, really tall parts, you can get a little bit of mess up. So make sure your printer is well calibrated. But this is really nice. We added custom speed to this part, reduce a tiny bit of speed to all of the project. So this is gonna look really nice. Let's just slice and take a look how it's gonna look our project. I'm just gonna be organizing a little bit more of these pieces right here, because it's gonna be generating brim, so it's gonna take a little bit of more space. So let's slice. So as you can see, I just sliced the project and it looks really nice. So as you can see, we added custom settings to this project. So as you can see, 4 millimeter brim right here, as a brim just to the blade. The blade right here, it's got brim in the interior, so it added custom brim and increased the build plate bed adhesion. As you can see, it added brim to the outside and inside of the lion right here. This got good bed adhesion, so we did not add any brim. And as you can see, we got the blades right here, so they don't need any brim. Looks really nice. We reduced a tiny bit of the speed. Let's just see. We added 4 walls, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really rigid and will not break on you, especially the handle. That's gonna handle a lot of stress. And as you can see, if we go over here to speed, you're gonna be able to see that we changed the speed, especially to the blade right here. So reduced to 50 millimeters. As you can see, this is really smart to do, because you're not gonna have any issues while printing. As you can see, it's a really thin wall and really tall. So this is well recommended. As you can see, your print is gonna slow down a tiny bit on some overhangs, and this print is gonna look really nice. So the model is ready to print. Make sure you check all of our models in stlflix.com, and I'll see you in another one. Bye-bye.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STLFlix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.